Hello there, welcome to new video on machine learning. In today's video, we are going to learn about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. In my previous videos, video number 6, we have discussed about parametric and non-parametric machine algorithms. Today, we are going to see something about supervised, unsupervised learning and reinforcement. This is machine learning, and we have got supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement. Where in supervised learning we have got input known and output known. There is no input, no output known, and here we got reward points based on the feedback, reward based on the feedback, correct? And here we got label data. What do you mean by data? Name data. Here no label data, correct? As we saw supervised learning, where a faculty is teaching student, so learning process is very easy. Where there is no faculty, you have to refer number of books and go to the topic, make your own assumptions, and based on that we have to write the answer. This is just example. In my next class we are going to see more about supervised unsupervised learnings, correct? So this is the basic diagram of supervised learning. We have got label data, as I discussed before in my slides. I got label data, correct? Known input, known output, correct? This is a known input and known. The model is trained using label data sets. Each data point contains future input and target desired output. Each label point contains desired input and target output. And the model training data set. This is what a training data set is. Learning process is model is iteratively make prediction based on training data. Based on this training data set, and compare with the output. If it is matched, then fine, you get a desired output. Otherwise it is updated the parameters, and again you get trained and you get the desired output, correct? These are the algorithms: train, desired output, train, desired output, desired output, processing, get the required result. Yes, if it is get, this is our output, required output, correct? Based on input and output known. Supervised machine learning is used to making prediction from data. In this approach, the model is provided with labeled data set, which is known data set, correct? These are known data set. The data include input and output pair, meaning each input example correspondent to output. So the basic difference of supervised learning is that we have got labeled data set, and we know the input and output corresponding. The goal is to find the best model to map, which is your input, and this is your input, this is it. The best way is to find this F, correct? This is algorithm or machine learning. In other words, model need to find the mapping function, that is input and output. This is our supervised learning. Whereas unsupervised learning is divided into two parts. What are they? Classification problem, a regression problem, correct? Regression problem predict a continuous numerical value. What is that? 1 lakh, 5 lakh, or percentage of other things, correct? Predict a continuous numerical value, correct? What is the continuous numerical value? Predict house price. What will be the house price? What will be the house price? What is classification problem? Assign input discrete class, different algorithm. What is discrete class? Yes or no, 0 or 1. Sperm male detection, yes or no. Predicting, this is continuous values, whereas this is yes or no values, correct? And the difference algorithm, support vector, k nearest algorithm, Navi Bayes, whereas here polyregression, SVR. We are going to see all this as we move forward in this one. Evaluation matrix, mean square error, R square, accuracy and precision recall. These are the part of confusion matrix, which we are going to see in our next coming videos. And common algorithm, linear regression, polynomial regression, logistic regression, decision tree, financial forecast, weather prediction. Yes, what are the continuous value? What will be the financial forecast? What will be the gain you are going to? Fraud detection, yes or no? Sentiment analysis. What is the sentiment analysis based on the? So supervised learning use label data. First, I will make it point. Label data, input and output is known, and they learn it, and it is divided into two parts, that is classified and regression. Classified will give you continuous numerical value, classified will give you zeros and one. Then we come to unsupervised learning, correct, where input raw data, no input, correct, no label data, we have given interpretation. It involves examining the raw data, means we don't know data, to identify patterns, what are the patterns and structure of data, without guiding to know output of the data. We don't know what is the output. And so in unsupervised data, no input and no output is known. No, correct. With this we can able to see unlabeled data is used, correct. This might include tasks understanding the various futures. We need to understand the futures and everything. Based on that one, we are going to see this is part of unknown data set, no training of this one. Then there is specific, the reference to specific supervised algorithm technique applied to the data. There are a number of algorithms which are in this. One is principal component analysis, which we have already seen in my previous videos, or associate rules, which we haven't seen it. We will able to know this algorithm give you desired example, and then they make them into pattern. For example, if you have this one, so I have got elephant, camel and cow. Based on this one, I make three cluster. What are they based on their future? One is elephant, other one, let me take it out, this is 1 2 3. So I make out three cluster, 1 1 2 and then 3. Based on that one is elephant, 2 3, clustering group on similar futures, then will based on this target. After applying the algorithm, the step involve further refining, transferring of data based on required output. From the output, it may include tasks of dimensionality reduction, noise filtering. All this part comes into existence. Visualization, further analysis. For the final output after processing may be categorized or summarize the data into new base discover pattern. Based on that one, the image is analyzed and put together to the output. So the basic difference of supervised unsupervised learning is unsupervised, we don't have any label data, input is known, output is non-known, we categorize into cluster based, then we use the algorithm, and then we discover a new pattern based on that one, correct. That is what unsupervised learning is divided into two parts, that is cluster and association. Clustering is nothing but grouping of set of objects, those same group. This is what it is, correct. Clustering, this is what clustering is this one. Elephant into one cluster, camel into on the based on future group. That is hierarchical cluster, k-means cluster, principal component analysis, singular value dimension, and independent component analysis. As we move forward, we are going to see all this part. And associate rules are rule-based mechanism. Approach identifying the rule. For example, many customers buy bread and milk together. There is an associate rule. If you buy bread, then you are going to buy a milk. That is rule. Then if you have a license, then you are going to drive a bike. If you have a bike, then you are going to drive it. That associate rules are available. Some common algorithms are this one: Apiro right algorithm, FP growth algorithm. Correct? These are unsupervised learning. Then we go for reinforcement. Learn from feedback. Rewards are there. If you just go back to here, what is this one? Look at here. What is that? A robot. State as the action, it environment, it get a reward. Otherwise, there is a new state, and based on this one, it will get a reward. And here also the same thing. Cut mechanism, paradigm in which the agent learn make decision through an interaction with the environment. Like a driverless car who make decision, like you're playing a game with the chess where it make decision based on the environment. The core notation is to learn from the result of the action rather being taught. Learn from the action and do the part. When to do is nothing but it is what to do. In contrast with supervised learning, which train the model in correct label, reinforcement learning indicate success or failure based on reward and punishment. Correct? If you learn for this chess game, you move a correct move, you will get a reward point. If you do it, you will get punished and you will be killed based on that. When you are driverless car, if you go to move, you'll be get a reward point. Otherwise, on a learning basis, otherwise you'll get penalized based on that one. The key concept of reinforcement learning are agent, the learner or decision maker, environment, the system or setting in which it's going to perform. There is a state, current state of an agent. What are the action it is going to take part? What are the rewards it get it based on the feedback? What are the policy it has to evaluate? Then there is an evaluate function, how well agent has given a state, and Q function, action value, a function which estimate how good your performance is evaluated. These are the three concepts, or these are the 8 concepts of reinforcement learning. I hope you have already got what you mean by reinforcement learning. There are a table diagram which is given by the aspect: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. Data required, data is input and output. Unlabeled data use feedback, correct? Objective to predict an output given input based on training data. To discover structure, distribution of data, pattern are to learn policies, action, maximum accumulative reward points, feedback, direct feedback, no feedback, indirect feedback through rewards and penalties. Evaluation matrix, accuracy, precision, recall, and this is Davis Bolton method, clustering accuracy, and total accumulative reward. We have seen this one is Wampus problem in artificial intelligence, where you'll get a reward based on the feedback, correct? And it has to move. Otherwise, there are other things that driving a car also. Outcome model can predict the classified new example based on learned pattern. Model or represent through description or reduce path. Strategic policies being observed here. Decision making, rule based rules are there. Predict customer crunch means how many are going to take. That's an example, correct? Are not going to do subscription of this one. Medical diagnosis, yes or no. Image recognition, market based analysis, generic clustering, social networking, all this comes in unsupervised. Automation vehicles, algorithm trading, adaptive websites, how do you do, learn from that one, correct? These are the things. Example, as I told you, image detection, customer segmentation, and driverless car, self-navigation, vacuum cleaner. Sorry, we have seen here something about vacuum cleaner. I'm just telling you about Wampus problem. It's not a Wampus problem, but it's a vacuum. You can also go for Wampus problem, but there are different rules in that one. So these are something like that. So in my class, in my video today, what I have told you about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. So machine learning is divided into 3 parts, that is supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement. I have already told you about supervised learning, and then it is classified into 2, that is classification and regression. Then unsupervised learning, it is classified into 2 parts, that is clustering and associate rule. Then there is a reinforcement learning which is available to you based on reward and learn. Then the difference between all those 3. I hope you already got in this video. Thank you very much for today's video. I hope you like it. And if you like it, please do subscribe my channel and click like button on the video. Thank you very much.